Welcome to Fortyborn, the Limited Lorcana podcast, where a gaming veteran
and a gaming novice
is back.
Yes.
It's time to explore all things Lorcana. With a focus on limited formats, we cover set reviews, strategy guides, and stuff that nobody asked for.
Let's get back together, my friend. It's good
been
to
too
see
long.
you. It's so good to see you, man.
It has been too long.
I'm happy to be back here.
I'm happy that you are back. You know, we brought in Maddox and we brought in Cameron, which we hoped that you and I would do together.
Yeah.
Because I know that you had some hard-hitting questions for them, such as...
Oh, yeah. That I prepared and left at home.
Nice, yeah. Well, when we have them back on, we can remember to bring that.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have you back, and we're gonna dive back into the set review today.
Yeah, I'm bummed I missed them. I did listen. They were great. Always great. I play games with them sometimes with you guys, and they're a blast. So it would have been fun to be here. But I am back. I'm happy to be back. It's been a hard month. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
The Cambodian prison was rough for you, huh?
It's not great. No.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good to have. I'm happy to have you back for sure. Just in town, but also on the pod.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, our fans have been like, "Where's Taylor?"
Just clamoring. Huh?
Yeah. Just the people know what they want, and they're vocal about it.
Yeah, it was weird to hear two people who know what they're talking about. That was an odd.
You mean Cameron and Maddox?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, in important news, you finally acquired
Heat.
Your white whale.
Oh my gosh. I thought I never would. Heat.
Yeah.
Pedal to the metal. I've been trying to get this game for, what? I don't know, 6 months? More?
At least.
At least. Probably more, honestly. Put my name down at a game shop. They, didn't get any copies. Maybe forgot to call me. And that's never happened before, And finally, Jake just saw it on the shelf in shining all its glory.
Yeah, I was at League Night on Monday to play Lorcana, and I saw it, and I was like, surely this is a joke, because they would have called Taylor.
They would have called?
They would have called him if they had a copy of this game.
No, I'm sure they just lost my number.
Yeah, that happens to you a lot, doesn't it?
More than I'd like to admit.
Yeah. Well, also up front, before we dive into our 6-drop review, I know that right now it's hard to get product, so it's hard to draft.
Sure.
People that like to play Constructed have access to a tool called Pixelborn.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you've heard of it, but Pixelborn is an emulator where you can play Lorcana online.
Okay.
It's made by one guy.
Just one dude.
Yeah, just Pavel.
And that's impressive.
Yeah, it is. He's been working on it for a while, and it's really good. I mean, I know that there's some bugs or blah, 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 but one dude is making the game.
So it is just all the cards are there. I can just go on.
It's free.
Wow.
It's free. He has a Patreon, which you can support, which, if you're playing it and enjoying it, you should. But it's free. Any deck you want to build, you can.
I'm just like, I want Aladdin, and all of a sudden he's just in my deck?
Yeah, you make your deck when you have access to all cards. There's no current in-game currency or anything like that.
It's amazing.
I think that would make it get shut down by Ravensburger immediately. I'm pretty sure it's only permitted to exist because they haven't made their own online client yet.
Got it.
It's going to happen eventually.
Sure, yeah.
And I think he's not allowed to share the code or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that there's some restrictions, and I know that the's been some interviews with him about it. But
cool.
If you want to play Constructed, you can there, but there's no way to draft on there right now.
Okay.
But a fan of ours, well, I say fan, someone who listens to the podcast, emailed us with a tool that they made to permit you to draft online.
Amazing.
And then import your deck into
Pixelborn. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's cool. So if you can find 8 people that want to draft, maybe on Discord or wherever, some of your friends, you can use this tool. It's called Limited Ink. It's limited-ink.web.app. The guy that made it seems very friendly in his communications with me. It works right now. It's just set up as an overlay in a Google Sheet. You make a copy of the Google Sheet, and it simulates a draft for you.
Have we tried it?
Yeah, I've tried it. I mean,
works.
I can be all 8 people, but I used it, and it was cool.
Yeah, nice.
So if you want to try it out, you can. I think that if it gets a lot of traction, they might be interested in making it more of a web app as opposed to built over top of Google Sheets. But it works. It's a way to draft, and if you want to draft with your friends that you can't get product, it's a good way to do that.
Yeah, I like the idea of having access to all the cards.
Yeah.
As opposed to none.
Yeah. I think that appeals to a lot of people.
Sure.
And you know that I'm a software engineer by day.
Yeah.
Podcaster by night.
Uh-huh.
There may be some things in the works related to this.
Okay.
So I don't want to share too many details yet, but
I wouldn't understand it anyway.
Yeah. That's why you're on the podcast. So that we'll see. There might be a more accessible way to draft soon. But for now, this Dreamborn. Sorry, let me say the name properly. It's Limited Inc. It's limited. It's limited-inc.web.app. So try it out. Try it out with your friends. Let us know what you think. You want to talk about the 6 drops?
Let's talk about the 6 drops.
So there's 19 of them.
Wow, what a relief.
Yeah. So, there's 19 of them. I touched on this a little bit with the 5-cost cards, but I just want to highlight again. When you're playing Lorcana in general, but in Limited, once you get past 5 ink, you really want to question whether or not you should be inking any more of your cards. Mm-hmm. Because typically you want your cards on the board or impacting the board.
Right.
And if you ink a card just for the sake of it, that's a wasted card,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So once you start putting these higher cost cards in your deck, you really have to make sure that they're worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you put a 8 cost card into your deck, you might not get there. And if you do, you've had to ink a couple more cards to get to that point. You just really want to make sure that the cards that you're putting in at these expensive spots are worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that big of a deal at the 6 cost slot, but I at least wanted to call it out.
Yeah.
You'll probably be able to get to 6 ink in a limited game.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll start off with the vanillas like normal, but at this point, when you're talking about 6 cost and plus vanilla's kind of a loose term. I mean,
yeah,
because at this point you're gonna get some beefy characters for 6 ink.
I see. I'm staring at Kronk right now.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
So up first we have Kronk.
Okay.
So pay 6 ink, and you get a 6/6/2.
Okay.
So 6 strength, 6 willpower, quest for 2 lore.
Yep.
Compare this to a 5 ink version. Mm-hmm. What do we pay when we pay 5 ink? What do we get that quest for 2 lore? You get a 4/5. That's Jumba.
Yeah.
Jumba's a 4/5/2.
Uh-huh.
So for 1 more ink, you get a 6/6/2. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's substantial.
And I think that's because they realize that every ink that you go above a certain point, it's more of a sacrifice to get to that point.
Right.
So you're going to get more for it.
You want to make it worth it.
Yeah, so some of these cards have really good abilities because of how painful it is to get out that 6, 7, 8 ink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have Kronk at a B- because he's a big guy. Like, if you can get him on the board, he's great. He's going to do what he does. If you want to just quest with him, it's really hard to take out. And if you need to just kill something quickly, Kronk's going to be good at that.
Yeah. Deals some real damage, that guy.
Yeah, he's great. I love Kronk.
Mm-hmm. You say his rating?
What's that?
Did you say his...
B-.
B-.
Yeah, B-, just because he's big. And I'd probably rather... I'd definitely rather have like the 5 ink... Or no, I'm already moving on to the next one.
Yeah, come on back, bud. Okay, Kronk.
B- on Kronk.
B-.
He's big and he can quest for 2.
Totally agree. That's what I was going to give it.
Mufasa.
All right.
So Mufasa and Stitch are both the same card. So just different rarities. So Mufasa, you pay 6 and you get a 4/6/3.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stitch is the red Stitch is the same exact stats, but he's a rare.
Okay.
So you're probably not going to see him very often, but you'll probably see Mufasa quite a bit, and he's pretty good.
Now, this you talked about with Cameron on the last show, correct?
Yes.
On why Stitch is a rare and Mufasa is a common.
Yeah.
And what was the consensus? What did we come up with? Stitch is just a more sought-after character in the Disney lore?
No, I think that the design reason is that because blue typically has... There's a couple pieces. Because blue typically has access to ramp, it's easier for them to get to 6 ink.
Yep.
So, 1, it's easier to get to this card and cast it.
Yeah.
And blue also has better competition at the 6 cost slot.
Oh, yeah.
And Yeah, I think that's it.
And I know the real reason. Red. Stitch is red.
Yes, Stitch is red.
Yeah. I do have a bone to pick with Cameron, actually, about his no bad cards.
Okay.
And I don't agree with that, but we don't have to do that now. We can sidebar later.
Yeah, I think maybe we can have him on when you're on and we can compare notes.
I do have questions. I believe that, it affects the gameplay. I think it does affect the gameplay.
It doesn't affect the gameplay if you don't put it in your deck.
Right. I think the part when he's talking about like the rares and stuff and not, I don't know.
It matters more for us.
Yeah.
Because we play limited.
Sure.
But it doesn't matter in constructed at all. It just matters for the cost.
Okay, yeah.
But for us in limited, the rarity matters a lot more because it determines how much we're going to see that card.
Right. But if the card's just rare, you're not going to see it in gameplay as much anywhere.
That's not true because it just means you have to pay more money to get it. Because, like, if you pay competitive, like, if you play at your shop, it doesn't have to be that competitive.
Yeah.
If you need 4 Stitch, you're just going to buy 4 Stitch on TCG Player.
Okay, that makes sense. But how many John Silvers are we buying over here for $30 a pop?
Luckily, I have 2 of them from getting lucky.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, big spender, Jake.
I don't want to brag.
Okay, all right. Sorry, we'll get him back here. We'll hash it out.
So that's Mufasa and Stitch.
Yep.
B minus.
Okay, both of them.
So I also have Maleficent, the blue Maleficent that costs 5.
Mm-hmm.
I have her as a B minus, but I would rather have Maleficent over them. So Maleficent costs 5, and she is a 3/6 that quests for 3. Whereas Mufasa, you pay 6 and you get a 4/6 that quests for 3.
Okay.
Paying 1 extra ink just to get 1 extra willpower is not really a great deal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the fact that it quests for 3 and it's a decent body, like a 4/6, I still think it just pushes it up into that B range for me.
Yeah, nice
so,
pod.
B minus. Yeah. Up next, Sven. So Sven is purple. He's 6 for a 5/7/1.
Okay.
So you pay 6, you get a 5/7 that quests for 1.
Yeah.
If we compare this to Cerberus, we pay 1 more ink and we just get 1 more willpower. So I have Sven at a C+.
Yeah.
Like, you're happy if you get him on the board, but I wish that I had just gotten a Cerberus and gotten him out a turn earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So the 5/7/1 I have at a C+.
Yeah. That
So
feels right.
the rankings that I have for the 6 cost vanillas is Mufasa and Stitch. That's what I'd want most. I like the 3 lore gainers with good stats.
Yep.
Then Kronk, then Sven.
Yeah.
You tracking?
I'm tracking. Sven's not the one you want.
Nah. Oh, I mean, he's a C+ still. I'm still happy to have him.
Yeah. But not as much as the others.
Yeah. So up next, we'll move on to the non-vanillas.
Okay.
Genie.
Yes.
On the job.
Genie on the job.
So you pay 6 and you get a 3/4 that quests for 2.
Okay.
He's evasive. We
Cool.
like that.
We love that.
And he has an ability called Disappear. When you play this character, you may return chosen character to their player's hand.
Yours or theirs.
Yeah, you pick one. If you want to return one of yours that's like damaged back to your hand, you can.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to return one of theirs that's kind of annoying, you can.
Right on.
Yeah. So I almost had this at a B+ because he's uninkable.
Yeah.
But I think that it's just too good to not have this card in the A range because it's like everything that you want in a card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's evasive, it has a bounce effect, it quests for 2 lore, it can't die easily, because it's an evasive, so the things that can hit it are in general smaller.
Right.
So A-.
This rating feels inflated mainly because of the evasive to me. Is it the bounce effect and the evasive? Just
It's
the combo?
both.
Okay.
Yeah, so the bounce effect is pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Bounce effects, I think, are kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Because it is a big tempo. Like, if you can bounce, if you play this on turn 6 and bounce what they just played on their turn 6, they turn basically just didn't happen.
Yeah, that's
wild.
That seems frustrating.
Now, even if you just bounce Genie and, even if you just play Genie and bounce like a 2-drop or whatever.
Yeah.
It's about, like, protecting your board. It's about slowing them down. It's a huge tempo play. Not huge. Huge is an exaggeration. It's a good tempo play.
Right.
So, A-.
Nice, Genie.
He's one of my favorite cards in the set.
That's cool.
but I also just love Genie.
Also, yeah, classic.
Yeah. So John Silver. Now we're back to the 30. So we're on the $30 card.
Yeah.
So I love Treasure Planet.
Mm-hmm.
So I was stoked to see this. I want Morph. Did you ever watch Treasure Planet?
I don't know if I've seen Treasure Planet.
Oh.
John Silver. I think of John Silver's. I think of.
Have you seen a Disney movie?
Yeah. I've seen Aladdin.
Oh, well, yeah.
I've seen a lot of Disney movies, but I am looking at some of these cards, thinking to myself, I don't know what you came from.
Yeah. Well, John Silver comes from
Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet,
Okay.
which is a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I want Morph. Are you listening, Ryan Miller? Give us Morph. So this ability. Oh, I need to read the card. So you pay 6 for a 5/5 that quests for 2. Okay. Kronk is a 6/6 that quests for 2.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we get for losing 1 strength and 1 willpower? We get an ability called Pick Your Fights. When you play this character, and whenever he quests, chosen opposing character gains Reckless during their next turn. So remember, Reckless means they cannot quest and they must challenge if able.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So playing against Long John Silver is extremely annoying.
Yeah.
Because...
You're just taking away their questing ability.
Yes. It's also like pseudo removal. Because you quest with John Silver and then you say, I want your Genie. They play a Genie on the job. You play John Silver and you say, I want Genie to have Reckless. Next turn, if John Silver is exerted, the only thing that's exerted, and they don't have a choice, like they don't have a way out of it, then Genie has to attack into John Silver, which will kill Genie.
And then Genie's gone.
So you can force your opponents to make bad trades.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Yep, I do now.
Or bad challenges. So
Right.
It's super annoying to play against, and it happens when it hits the board. So it's not when he quests only.
Yeah.
It's both when he hits the board
And when he quests.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have John Silver at a B+.
And he's a little rare guy? Is that what that is on the
That's a legendary.
Okay.
So that's why he's $30. He is seeing
it.
a bit of play, but the fact that he's so hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
You do need to be careful when using John Silver's ability because you have to think about 2 things. You have to decide which character you're going to choose to give Reckless and which of your characters are going to exert on this turn. Because if you just exert John Silver and then they have to attack John Silver...
He won't be there very long.
Yeah, he won't be there very long. Well, to get his ability, you have to quest with him.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is if you just quest with everything, then they get to pick what their character attacks into.
Yeah, so if it's just him, they got to attack him.
Yeah, that you want to force them to make bad trades. So all I'm saying is just when you use his ability, really think about which of their things you're going to pick and which of your things you're going to pick. You're going to pick to quest with that turn. Because you want to force them to make bad decisions.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, onto a trash card. Lady Tremaine. You pay 6 for a 1/5 that quests for 1.
1/5.
Yeah, so her surely, and she's uninkable, right? So surely her ability is going to say you win the game. It's
going to be
this hits the
so
table.
dope. Yeah.
Her ability is Do It Again. When you play this character, you may return an action card from your discard to your hand.
Yuck. Why? Why is this the way it is?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, man, it's Lady Tremaine. She's lame. The card is lame. They just made it what she was.
Well, what about Aladdin?
Well, you know how I feel about Aladdin, dude.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
Okay, you're right. But the broomstick. The tabard.
The tabard?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about it?
Those are lame cards and lame characters.
So you're saying like...
Aladdin's the exception. There's always an exception to the rule.
So your rule is that if the character's cool, the card's going to be cool.
Yeah.
We'll see if that holds up. Lady Tremaine is bad. She's a D- or an F.
Mm-hmm.
Uninkable, terrible stats. The odds that this ability makes up for the terrible stats is basically 0. Like if you play this and you get back, grab your swords. That's great. That's worth it.
Yeah. I just can't imagine the scenarios you'd want to play this card or have it in your deck.
Yeah, me neither. So that's why I don't.
Okay.
So on to a good card.
Yes.
Marshmallow.
Okay. See, sweet looking dude.
Yeah, so we've talked about cards that are good and constructed but bad and limited. There's kind of a lot of those.
Yeah.
This is the opposite. This card is really bad and constructed, but really good and limited.
Okay.
So you pay 6 for a 5/5 that quests for 1.
All right.
That's not particularly exciting, right?
Yeah.
But he has an ability called Durable. When this character is banished in a challenge, you may return this card to your hand.
Okay.
So what's good about this is the perpetual threat of Marshmallow.
Him existing, yeah.
So he is uninkable, which is a problem, but I think that he's worth it. I have Marshmallow at a B+.
Yeah.
Because he's a repetitive, huge body. Like a 5/5, the questing for 1 is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Because it says whenever he's banished in a challenge. So you're just going to keep throwing him at stuff. And if he has to make a bad trade, like let's say he hits an owl or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? He takes 2 damage and then they don't kill him. Then on the next turn, you got a 5/3 that you can swing.
Yeah.
Like even if he just takes out 3 owls, he's coming back to your hand.
And then he's going back out
And then he's going back out to do it again.
Yeah.
So like in a game that moves super fast, yeah, he's going to be a problem. But if a game's drawn out and you're sort of top decking against each other, which happens a lot in limited, he's like an extra card that you're getting every few turns. When he dies, he's coming back to your hand and you just play him again.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just like a marshmallow. It's just like eating a marshmallow. It just doesn't really go away.
Yeah. It sticks in your teeth and you find it the next day.
It's just everywhere.
Yep. Okay. Next, Maurice. So I don't know if I'm saying that right. Maurice.
Yeah.
You pay 6 and you get a 2/7/2. So weird stats.
Yeah.
Right? Like he quests for 2.
That's odd.
But 7 willpower is kind of a lot. So that's nice. 7 willpower. But he has 2 abilities. The first one is Give It a Try. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 2 less for the next item you play this turn. Then he has an ability called It Works. Whenever you play an item, you may draw a card.
Oh, that's intriguing.
So this is a good synergy item, right?
Yeah.
Or a good synergy card. Like, if there was decent items in the set, he would be awesome. But this is why I talk about how we can't really start grading cards in Rise of the Floodborn yet. Because if we just saw Maurice in a vacuum, you're like, that's cool. I'd probably play him because surely there's going to be good items in this set to support
somewhere.
Maurice.
Yeah.
There aren't. And so that's why Maurice is a C.
Yeah.
Because, if you can draw a card off of him, that's great. But how many items do you really want to have in your deck?
Yeah, if you don't have an item, you can't play an item. That second part just doesn't help you.
Yeah, so I've met a C. His stats are acceptable, and maybe you'll draw a card off of him.
Yeah, best
That's
case.
it.
Yeah.
In a set with more items, or if you ever do a draft where, like, maybe you draft a set, maybe you draft a couple of packs of the first chapter and a couple of packs of a set that has good items, then maybe he goes up in value.
Yeah.
But you don't pick him hoping to get good items.
Right.
You get good items, and then you're like,
you add him.
This is great. Cool.
Maurice.
Mickey Mouse. So, Mickey Mouse Musketeer, you pay 6 for a 2/7/2.
So same as Maurice?
Same as Maurice. But Mickey Mouse has Bodyguard.
Oh, we like Bodyguard.
Yeah, we do like Bodyguard. And then he has an ability called All for One. Your other Musketeer characters get +1 strength.
Meh.
Yeah, so that ability doesn't really exist because it's your other Musketeer characters.
Yeah.
There's not many of them. But if it comes up, it's nice.
There's like 3 of them?
There's 3 of them, yeah. But Bodyguard pushes Mickey Mouse up into the B range.
Okay.
So he is a B- because he's got 7 willpower and Bodyguard. That's really good. You can hide your stuff behind him. They have to get through him to get to your other stuff.
Yeah. Strong mouse.
Yeah. Easy B-.
Yep.
All right. Mother Gothel. You pay 6. You get a 3/6/2. She has an ability that's called Skip the Drama, Stay with Mama.
They really went for it on that one.
Yeah, they did. While this character is exerted, opposing characters cannot quest.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. It sounds extremely annoying to play against.
Yeah.
And you'd be right. There's a trend with green abilities
green, man.
Green cards having ability. I'll learn how to speak. Green cards having annoying abilities.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep. So she presents a problem that your opponent just has to figure out, because if they can't quest, then they do nothing or they challenge.
Yeah.
So they're going to throw characters into Mother Gothel until she dies, and she's a 3/6, so that's not super easy to take out.
You got to get her out of there.
Yeah, so I have Mother Gothel just at a flat B.
Nice.
Yeah, she's good.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, Rapunzel.
Okay.
So let's test this theory. So Rapunzel, really big character in Disney, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say huge.
Okay, well, I would say Rapunzel's pretty popular.
Yeah.
I mean, she's one of the princesses.
Let me ask you this. When you think of Disney, if you ask someone like, hey, what is your favorite Disney character? How many people would you have to ask that to until you got to somebody who said Rapunzel?
How old are the people?
Maybe this is... So are we saying this is like a boomer's favorite Disney character?
No, I'm saying kids like Rapunzel.
You think kids like Rapunzel?
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Tangled.
like an old-timey Disney person.
Wait, no, Rapunzel's from Tangled.
Well, yes, but like what's the like Rapunzel let down your hair?
Yeah.
That's like from so long ago.
Oh my god. Well, this is Rapunzel letting down her hair. So, whatever.
We need a poll. We need to get a poll up there and see.
What's the poll?
Submit your favorite Disney character.
No, that's a terrible poll.
Email us your favorite Disney character, and we'll see how many come in that say definitely Rapunzel.
We get one email a week. It's probably going to be someone saying Rapunzel.
Oh, man. Well,
Okay.
We'll find out.
Well,
Tell me about Rapunzel.
Well, you pay 6, you get a 5/4/2.
Okay.
So the stats are bad.
Yeah.
Or, not bad. The stats are below par.
Right.
She
Not
has an
inkable.
ability. Yeah, not inkable. So she has an ability called Tangle. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore.
Oh.
So she's uninkable, and she has a useless ability.
Yeah, that 1 lore. If I'm playing a 6 ink card, just getting rid of 1 lore feels like nothing at this point.
Yeah, because it is nothing.
Bummer.
It will matter 1% of the time.
What if it was like 5 lore?
That would be sick. That would be cool.
All right.
But just 1, nah.
Dumb bummer.
Let's move on to an awesome card. Robin Hood.
Wait, what was Rapunzel? Did you tell me her rating?
D+.
Oof. Yeah. Bad. Okay.
I think a D+ just because a 5/4/2 on the board is something they have to deal with. So it's still, like, to me, it gets the plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Robin Hood.
Sweet.
Robin Hood is a B.
Okay.
Went in the wrong order. But you pay 6 and you get a 4/4/2.
All right.
So the stats are below par.
Mm-hmm.
But he has 2 abilities. First one is called Feed the Poor. When you play this character, if an opponent has more cards in their hand than you, draw a card.
Oh, that's fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You can just wait until they have more cards in their hand than you.
Yeah.
And then he has an ability called Good Shot. During your turn, this character gains evasive.
Okay.
So he can challenge evasive characters.
So that's useful for you on your turn.
Yes.
Anyone can challenge him, but
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Occasional card draw, an answer to evasives, quest for 2. It's a B.
Yeah, I do feel like though that's a pretty unique combo of abilities that we don't really see all that often.
This is more like what I hope to see in future sets.
Yeah.
Is like, give me cards that have a couple of cool things going on. Even if they're super edge case. Like, sometimes you'll be forced to play Robin Hood and not get to draw a card. And it doesn't feel good, but it's like, I like that. I like having the options to be like, do I wait and draw a card? Do I just get him out now? Like, as opposed to Rapunzel letting down their hair. It's like, am I going to wait until my opponent has 1 lord just so I can take it away and then put, like...
Yeah.
Force me to make tough choices. And Robin Hood just has a couple of cool, occasionally useful abilities.
Yeah.
B.
Agreed.
All right. I think my rating on this one might surprise some people, but I don't know. Scar.
Controversy.
I sure hope so. This Scar is a 5/4/2. So you pay 6, you get a 5/4 that quests for 2. He has an ability called Insidious Plot. When you play this character, chosen opposing character gets -5 strength this turn.
Oh. Okay. So you want to challenge with him.
No, you want to play him and then challenge with all of your other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so Scar's kind of like removal, because this text basically says, kill target exerted character. Like, somebody has a character on the board you want dead, you play this, reduce their strength to 0.
Yep.
And then you just take it out for free.
And then do it.
And all of your stuff survives.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Now that's situational. That's like you,
right.
You know, you both need to have characters on the board. But in my experience, most games of Lorcana, you're going to have a couple characters on the board, and so are they.
Yeah.
And Scar's great. Mm-hmm. And if you have to play him as a 5/4/2, like we said with Rapunzel, it's still respectable stats.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I have Scar at a B+.
I like that. What do you think people will say about that? You think they'll like it less or more?
I think that they'll think that that's maybe a little high.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe everybody's on the same page that Scar is great.
I guess they're all wrong.
Well, no, maybe we're all on the same page.
Right, maybe everyone agrees.
Maybe Scar is a B+. Maybe somebody thinks he should be an A. I don't know.
Maybe Rapunzel is not even a character people care about, you know? Maybe we all agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, is this a live rating change?
I know that rating that I had on there is incorrect.
Whoa.
I think that I should have had this actually.
Let's give the people what they want.
Yeah,
what just happened here, Jake? Live in the studio.
Yeah, so up next is Stitch Rockstar. Yes. I had B+ written down, but I know that that's not right.
Okay.
So I'll read his ability.
Yep.
And then I'll say what I think he actually is. Mm-hmm. So Stitch Rockstar, you pay 6, you get a 3/5 that quests for 3. Mm-hmm. So compare this to the other Stitch. The other Stitch is a 4/6 that quests for 3.
Yeah.
So you use 1 strength and 1 willpower. What do we get? You get Shift 4, so you can pay 4 to play this Stitch on top of another character named Stitch.
Nice.
At common, there's a 1-cost Stitch. Mm-hmm. So you can place that Stitch on 1, play this Stitch on 4.
Nice.
That's probably not going to happen. But, well, I mean, it's just, what are the chances that you have them?
True.
Both. But,
just believe in something, Jake.
Yeah. I mean, I believe in this combo in my constructed deck. It let me go 3-0 last week at the league night.
Okay, 6 flags.
Well, it's because of the second ability, which is Adoring Fans. Whenever you play a character with cost 2 or less, you may exert them to draw a card.
Oh, wow.
So this is bonkers, right?
Yeah.
Because if you build your deck with this Stitch in mind, or even if you don't, you're probably going to have a lot of 1 and 2 cost cards in your deck.
Yeah.
So even if you draw 1 card off this Stitch, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. But you might be able to get 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Now they're going to kill him quickly, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to be drawing cards.
Yeah. They're not going to like that. So if
you quest with Stitch and they can kill Stitch, they will kill Stitch. Mm-hmm. But he does gain 3.
Yeah.
So you want to,
it's a hard balance.
It is. Yeah. So when I play this Stitch, a lot of times, if they are able to kill him, I won't quest with him.
Yeah.
Period. Because I want to keep on drawing cards off of him.
Right.
And I'll let the cards that I play, the 1 and 2 drops,
let them
do the quest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So his stats are a little bit below what we would expect, but the card draw that's conditional is just awesome because you're probably going to have about 10 cards in your deck that cost 2 or less, right? Because you want a good number of 1 and 2 drops to get on the board early.
Yeah.
So if you can get, 2 cards off of him, he's an A easily.
Yeah.
And I think that you will be able to do that. Mm-hmm. So I had him at a B+, but I think he should be an A+. I don't know why I had him at a B+.
Yeah, he seems awesome.
Yeah, he's really, really good. I don't think he's the best card in the set by far, but I think he's in the top 10.
He's up there.
Yeah. So he's an A or an A+. I don't know what my final rating is. I'm a little thrown off, honestly, by having him at a B+. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, man.
But I'm going with A+.
Okay.
All right.
I like that.
I like card draw. I like stuff that quests for 3. Mm-hmm. And if you can shift them on 4, that's fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
So up next, we have 2 Tekas back-to-back.
Okay, these cards are electric. The art on these cards.
Do you know what movie they're from?
Not a clue.
My goodness, you are really showing your true
Hold on. Can you give me like a hint?
Yeah, read the flavor text.
Wait. Oh, Moana.
Yeah.
I've never seen Moana.
I mean, we know. You've seen like one Disney movie.
Wow, I should watch this movie.
Yeah, this one's really good.
Okay.
So, the movie. So Teka Heartless is the one we're going to talk about first.
Yep.
You pay 6, you get a 5/5 that quests for 2.
Okay.
He has an ability called Seek the Heart. Or I think she has an ability called Seek the Heart. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore.
Okay.
So this is kind of like an ability in Magic that we would call Trample. Mm-hmm. Trample is like when you hit a character, when one of your characters hits one of their characters for damage, any excess damage is dealt to you.
All right.
So this is sort of like you get to challenge with Teka, and still gain 2 lore. So
Oh.
whether she's challenging or questing, you're going to get 2 lore.
As long as you banish the character.
Yes, but she's a 5/5, so you
So you-
probably will have a target.
Get some little guys.
Yeah. And if not, you quest for 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I have her at just a flat B.
Yeah, I think this is some of my favorite artwork on a card, though.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's stone.
Yeah, steel.
Ah, okay, got it.
Steel.
Nice.
Up next, the other Teika, the burning one. So you pay 6 for an 8/6 with reckless.
8/6.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very strong, but reckless.
Yeah.
So it's uninkable, which is tough. But there's only one card in the set that this Teika cannot kill. And that's Triton.
Okay.
We'll get to Triton in the next episode.
Yeah.
But 8 strength is enough to kill anything in the game.
Yeah, that's...
So you're going to be able to take at least one thing out with Teika.
Yeah.
So it does have reckless, so they know that and they can sort of play around it a bit. But like, because it has 6 willpower, they can't just, attack with a flounder and force you to make a bad trade. They're going to have to attack with, like, you're probably going to get 2 characters out of Teika. I would wager.
Nice.
But I don't know for sure. Your opponent really has a lot of control over what you can take out with her.
Okay.
So I had this take out a C+ because the uninkable is pretty bad.
Yeah.
On this one, because it's like it is good, but the uninkable is like, man, does it warrant me playing this in the 6 cost slot?
Yeah.
Uninkable.
When you have to.
Yeah, because uninkable 6 drops is pretty bad. It's
Yeah.
gonna sit in your hand for a while if you draw it on turn 2.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah, so that's why when we get to more and more expensive cards, if it's uninkable, it's really going to hurt the score.
Yeah.
Unless you're Genie. Then we give you an exception because you're so good.
Nice.
All right. Up next, Tigger.
Okay.
You pay 6 for a 4/4 that quests for 2.
Okay.
Evasive.
Oh, yep. There it is.
Yep, that's it. It's a B. So, Tigger, there's 11 evasive characters in the game. Tigger is big enough to kill 9 of them.
Wow.
And there's only one character in the game that's big enough that can kill him.
And that is?
Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor.
Okay.
But he's a legendary, so he's probably not going to
So
come out.
you're not going to see it. Yeah.
We'll talk about him next episode.
Yeah.
So Tigger's awesome.
Yeah.
He can take out any other evasive in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Any evasive in the game except for 2.
Right.
And of all of the evasives that exist, only one of them has enough strength to take Tigger out.
That's huge.
Yeah, so he's great. He's B. He's a B.
Nice.
Up last,
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. I love the art for this card.
I was
you
just-
hate on the gray art.
I was just going to say that. I think Steel, man, is making a comeback. These last 2 cards, the art is great.
Well, with the bigger cards, especially the shift ones, I
Yeah.
think they really go all out on the art.
Yeah.
So, Tinkerbell, Giant Fairy. You pay 6 for a 4/5 that quests for 2.
Okay.
So, below average stats.
Mm-hmm.
But she has shift 4.
Nice.
Doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. You're probably not...
The smaller Tinkerbells are good, though. There's a couple of them, and they're all pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
She has 2 abilities. First one, Rock the Boat. When you play this character, deal 1 damage to each opposing character.
That's nice.
That's massive.
Yeah.
Second ability, Puny Pirate. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen character.
Jeez.
She
She's just a
is
force.
Insane.
Yeah.
So if somebody said to me, Jake, you're wrong. Rapunzel's not the best card in the format. It's very clearly Tinkerbell Giant Fairy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue with that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, it's like 1 and 2. Like they're incredible.
Yeah.
So Tinkerbell's an A+. Easy.
That's huge.
So when she comes down, she has an effect on the board. She does 1 damage to everything. That definitely matters.
Yeah.
And then whenever she challenges, she gets to take that thing out and then fire the cannons at something else.
Right.
She gets to do 2 damage to something else.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's amazing.
So the Puny Pirate ability is just wild. And I think this Tinkerbell is the second best card in the set.
Amazing.
Barely.
Yeah. Barely.
So how are we feeling? That's the 6 drops.
Feeling good. 6 drops. We're getting some exciting abilities, exciting art. I'm feeling it, man.
Yeah, I'm feeling it too, man. That's great. It's good to have you back in the studio.
So good.
And by that, I mean my office.
Yeah.
So we have a new segment idea.
We do.
And we need your help, listeners.
Yeah.
We don't know what to name it. So the idea is, I will say, so me and Taylor have, interests. But there's some things that Taylor's into that I don't understand why he's into those things.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Right.
And we think that it would be interesting to be like, why are you into this thing? And then they explain why they're into that thing. So, for example, we'll just do the segment, and then maybe you can send us some name ideas.
Yeah.
So me and Taylor like food. We like going out to eat. We like trying new restaurants.
Love them.
I went to a new sandwich shop today. It was good.
Where'd you go?
Cheba Hut.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
The theme was pretty cringe. You know what the theme?
No.
It's like weed themed.
These are popular. They're like
yeah,
everywhere.
they're big. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
The theme is pretty cringy. It was sort of like if it felt like if like potheads designed a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
And it's just everywhere, just stickers and signs and plaques, and it's
so
like
they just went all in on
yeah,
the weed. Got it.
We get it.
Okay.
You smoke. So, sandwich was fire. But you're really into hot dogs.
Love hot dogs, dude.
And I just don't get it.
Listen.
I'm not, and let me just be clear. This segment is not about yucking anybody else's yum.
Right.
If you like what you want to like. But I'm trying to understand the appeal of hot dogs.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't do it for me.
Here's the thing, man. I think it's just a perfect food on its own.
Oh, okay. Segment's over.
Okay. First off, Nathan's hot dogs are the GOAT. That's like
not a sponsor.
Top of the line. They're not paying us, but if they paid me to do anything,
what I'd do for a lifetime supply of Nathan hot dogs.
And here's the thing: you get a good hot dog. Maybe this is an even crazier take, but you get a good hot dog on a good bun. I don't need a single condiment on that thing. Let me just smash it, eat it. I'll Joey Chestnut that thing. I don't need any condiments because the dog flavor is just so good. It's crisp on the outside, but it feels like it just slides right down the gullet.
Yeah. How do you cook it?
Well, we like to grill them. We have a little fire pit in the backyard, so if you can grill it, that's ideal. But you can put that thing on the stove, pour some light beer over it, just boil it. There's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned sidewalk dog that's been sitting in water for 8 hours. I'll eat a hot dog any way you cook it, man. I had a buddy in grade school. I can't believe how long I've been talking about hot dogs.
Hang on. That's elementary school for those of you that live in the South. All right, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Elementary school. I had a buddy who used to just take a cup of water, dip a dog in there, and then microwave it for like a minute and a half. And that baby's cooked, man.
How's this person doing in life?
We haven't talked in a while, so I hope he's all right.
But yeah, you might want to check in with this guy. That's one of the most savage things I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was great, man. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Hot dogs.
I think I would rather just eat it raw.
I mean, you can. That's the beautiful thing about hot dogs, man.
I think my problem with hot dogs is I don't think I've found a bun that I like.
Yeah.
Like, I like hot dogs.
Yeah.
And I like them with, like, mustard.
Uh-huh.
Or, like, a good bratwurst.
Yeah, yeah.
But buns, I just haven't found a bun that doesn't suck.
Yeah, I think most of the time the problem is that the bun's just overwhelming the dog.
Yeah,
it's too much bread. Yeah. So there's a workaround. The B
to D ratio is too high in the B direction.
Yeah, there's a workaround.
Yeah.
You just gotta smash it with your hands. I wish you
could see the gesture that was just done.
I wish we had the video up. If we ever get videos set up, we'll come back.
This is a family show. We couldn't even put what you just did on this show.
There's just a technique. You guys, you wouldn't. Maybe some of you get it out there. Maybe I'm not alone. You get a nice ballpark dog, comes in the tinfoil, you just smash it on the outside before you open it.
No, I do like that.
Yeah.
Because I like that when it's in the tinfoil, it almost steams the bun a little bit.
Yeah, that helps. It gets the bun a little, like, softer, lighter. Yeah. There's, plenty of ways to enjoy a hot dog.
Well, maybe I just need to try them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Nathan, in a good bun. Do you have a good brand bun?
I don't. I think you're right. I think it's hard to find. I'm either just buying cheap buns. I've made my own buns, but
what?
Yeah, just make your own bread, and it's a process though. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
that's not worth your.
I could have told you that's not worth it. You could have what a waste of time.
It's not worth your minute and a half microwave dog.
Yeah, imagine eating the most degenerate food that's ever made and be like, I'm gonna make my own bun for this Nathan's hot dog.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it doesn't make sense, but. That's it. I mean, hot dogs are great. People agree. America's pastime. Hot dogs.
America's pastime is hot dogs. All right. Well, I'll give him a shot. I'll report back.
Yeah.
Well, that's the segment. Next time
That's
you can
it.
ask me something.
Yes, I've got a list.
Yeah, there are so many things about the way that I am that don't make sense.
Oh.
My wife could come in with a few.
That's who we'll get in here.
Well, she would just be like, "Okay, Lorcana, why do you like this?"
Let's start here.
Yeah. All right. Well, send in ideas for this. Send in name ideas for this. So we have a few.
That'd be great. Yeah.
A few name ideas, maybe related to like a card or the game.
Mm-hmm.
We like puns or anything related.
Yeah.
When we say the name, people should be able to know what it is.
Right. That makes sense.
We also like The Office because we're millennials. So
Yeah.
we thought about Why Are You the Way That You Are, but I don't know. Or How the Turn's Tabled.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
So send us how much you love Rapunzel, and then send us name ideas for this segment.
Yes. No one's gonna send in the Rapunzel stuff though. But if you do, that's awesome. I changed my mind.
Yeah. Well, you can email us at fortyborn@gmail.com.
The letters, not the numbers.
Yep, and we have a subreddit called r/Fortyborn. There's 3 of us in there right now, and
It's getting crowded.
It is.
Hurry in.
It's a little rowdy.
Fill it.
I'm still working on setting up a Discord, and by that I mean I set it up, and then it was just me and a bot, and I was like, wow, this is making me sad. So I haven't shared it anywhere. I still am trying to figure out how to get it all set up to function properly and be a place that people want to talk and chat about limited.
Yeah.
But that's coming soon. I pinky promise. My goal is before Rise of the Floodborn.
I work with middle schoolers,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure every single one of them is on Discord.
Can we get yeah, that's what we need is a 12-year-old moderator.
Maybe I need to ask, how do I get on there?
No, I'm on there. I know how to do that. But there's weird stuff you have to do with setting up administrative stuff. What can people post? Where can they post it?
That's the hard
What
stuff.
is each channel for? Things like that.
Yeah.
And then you have to spend money to get access to certain features.
No.
Or if people are premium users, then they can, and they join, then you can get access to certain features and stuff like
so
that.
we need the premiums.
We need wealthy patrons to join our Discord.
Easy.
Yeah.
Wherever you are.
Yeah.
Come
Wherever
on.
you are. All right. Well, I think that's it for us.
Yeah, let's get out of here. That's it.